The glass is going on. As of April 2026, facade cladding has been installed across more than 36 floors of Jeddah Tower. The lower sections of the world's tallest building are starting to look finished. Kingdom Holding Company's own statement: construction continues to progress on track. But here's what that statement doesn't say. The concrete those 36 floors of glass are now covering was exposed to Red Sea coastal air for 7 years. And once the glass goes on, nobody will ever see it again. That is not a metaphor. That is a structural fact. Let's start with the numbers Kingdom Holding is proud of. As of the first quarter of 2026, 99 floors are complete. Facade cladding across 36 floors. 274,000 cubic meters of concrete poured, about 61% of the total requirement. 6,000 workers on site around the clock. 0 fatalities. These are genuinely impressive numbers. The construction pace, 1 floor every 5 days, is fast for a structure of this complexity. The workforce is large, the logistics are running, but every one of those numbers describes what is happening above the completed sections. Not one of them describes the condition of what is underneath. Here's the timeline that the Q1 report does not mention. Construction on Jeddah Tower started in 2013. It halted in January 2018 at 63 floors, meaning the lower third of the building was complete. For the next 7 years, those 63 floors of bare, reinforced concrete stood on the Red Sea coast with no glass cladding, no weatherproofing, no active protection from the environment. The concrete poured from 2013 to 2018 was at its most chemically reactive, its most porous, during exactly those 7 years. Newly poured concrete is most susceptible to chloride penetration in its early life, before full chemical hardening is complete. Salt penetrates fastest when the material is freshest. Therefore, the floors now receiving cladding, the floors that Kingdom Holding is reporting as progress, are the floors that spent 7 years most exposed, in the most vulnerable phase of their material life, in one of the most aggressive coastal corrosion environments on the planet. The glass going on is not the end of a story. It is a lid being put on a question that has not been answered. After our last video on Jeddah Tower, the comments filled up with something that doesn't happen often. Structural engineers, not conspiracy theorists, not people who just wanted to express fear. People who understand this material, showing up to say what the official press releases weren't saying. The pattern in those comments was striking. Multiple viewers, independently, pointed out the same thing. The glass going on doesn't change what's already inside the concrete. Several mentioned concrete cancer, the process where salt reaches the rebar, corrosion begins, and the expanding rust cracks the concrete from within. More than one said the damage from 7 years of coastal exposure may already be unfixable. One put it simply, salt and rust are hard to reverse, maybe impossible. These weren't the same person. They didn't know what the others had written, but they all arrived at the same conclusion. The glass doesn't fix what's already inside. Here's why they're right, and why this matters for every floor of cladding now going on. Let's be precise about what we're actually claiming here. We are not saying Jeddah Tower is about to fall down. We are not saying it's dangerous to enter. We are saying something more specific and more uncomfortable. Glass cladding on a skyscraper is a weather barrier. It keeps rain off the concrete. It reduces direct exposure to salt-laden wind. In a building constructed normally, where the cladding goes on within months of the concrete being poured, it does what it's designed to do. But glass is not airtight. It is not hermetically sealed to every surface it covers. The connections between panels have tolerance gaps. The window frames have thermal expansion joints. In a coastal environment, salt-laden air does not stop at the glass. It finds every gap, every joint, every interface between the cladding and the concrete structure behind it. This is exactly what the comment above described. The sea air wafts in like nothing is there. More importantly, the cladding going on now is going onto concrete that has already been in that salt air for 7 years. The question is not whether the glass will protect the concrete from future exposure. The question is what the glass is now sealing in from past exposure. Chloride penetration in concrete is a one-way process. Once chloride ions have migrated into the concrete toward the steel reinforcement, they do not leave when the external source is removed. The glass going on does not flush the chloride out. It does not reverse the penetration. It does not restore the passivation layer on the steel. What the glass does is make the existing condition invisible. Before the cladding, an inspector standing at the base of the tower could, in theory, take a core sample from the concrete surface and measure the chloride front, how far the salt has penetrated toward the rebar. That measurement is still possible on the uncladded upper floors. After the cladding goes on, the floor is sealed. The concrete is behind glass. Access for inspection requires removing panels. The condition of the concrete at the moment of sealing is fixed in place, invisible and inaccessible without dismantling the facade. That condition, the chloride penetration depth in the lower 36 floors of Jeddah Tower at the moment the glass went on, has not been published. In June 2026, John Peranto of Thornton Tomasetti, the lead structural engineer on Jeddah Tower, gave an interview to Newsweek. He said the team is pushing very aggressively. He said construction is moving much faster than it ever did. He said momentum is high right now. He confirmed the 2028 completion target and the Sky Terrace at approximately the 160th floor. The Newsweek reporter asked about the construction pace, the structural system, the sky raft near the top of the building. Nobody asked the question the 29 liked comments on your last fault line video were asking. What did the chloride penetration testing on the lower floors show before the cladding went on? That is not a hostile question. It is the standard question that any structural engineer would ask before sealing 36 floors of previously exposed concrete behind permanent glass cladding on a building designed to last a century. The answer to that question exists. It was produced by the engineers, or it should have been. Thornton Tomasetti, a firm with an excellent reputation, would not seal concrete behind permanent cladding without assessing its condition, but that assessment has not been published. It was not mentioned in the Newsweek interview. It does not appear in Kingdom Holdings Quarter 1 2026 investor presentation. It is not referenced in any of the official construction updates. The facade is 36 floors in. The clock on accessing that concrete without removing panels has started. One comment from the last video asked a question that nobody in the mainstream coverage has touched. One viewer asked, "Surely the insurance company needs to be worried." 7 likes. 0 replies from anyone with an answer. Here's why that question is more significant than it looks. Insuring a super tall skyscraper is a specialist operation. The insurers who underwrite structures of this scale, Lloyd's of London syndicates and major reinsurance firms, conduct their own technical due diligence. They commission independent assessments. They review structural engineering reports. They set premiums based on risk. For a building that sat exposed for 7 years, resumed construction without a published post-dormancy structural assessment, and is now sealing the previously exposed sections behind permanent glass, the insurance underwriting process would have required answers to exactly the questions we have been asking. The insurer knows the chloride penetration depth. The insurer knows the result of the post-dormancy assessment. The insurer has a view on the long-term structural risk profile of the lower floors. That information informed the premium. That premium is being paid, but the technical basis for it has not been disclosed. This matters because insurance is the one mechanism in the entire construction ecosystem that is genuinely financially exposed to the risk being discussed. Developers can sell units and move on. Contractors complete their contracts and leave. Architects publish photos and move to the next project. The insurer holds the risk for the life of the building. If the lower floors develop structural problems in 15 years that trace back to the 7-year exposure period, the insurer pays. That alignment of financial interest with structural risk is the most reliable signal available. That the question we are asking, what is behind the glass on those 36 floors, has a specific answer somewhere. It has not been shared with the people who will one day stand on the observation deck at 630 meters and look out over the Red Sea. They will see the view. The glass below them will have been sealed for 2 years by the time they get there, and the concrete behind it will have been there, exposed, then covered for a decade. Drop it below. Does the glass change anything for you? See you in the next one.